Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Mary, and it is Thursday morning. I'm going to make this probably a pretty quick video because I have to be somewhere at 10:30 and have to leave my house at 10:15, and it's 9:15. So I was hoping to show you a couple things this morning, as well as maybe get a couple little dots down on my diamond painting until I have to leave. So what I want to show you today is not diamond painting related, but it is craft related, and I wanted to just talk about it for just a couple of minutes and show you. It's kind of like a throwback Thursday type of thing, because I did these a while back, actually even before the COVID scenario. So what I have today are some early paintings that I did. And I did these with a tutorial on YouTube. And I also use these two paintings that I'm going to show you to do a fun girls' night in paint party. So this one right here is a peacock. And it looks a little bit difficult maybe to some of you, but it was actually very easy. And I'm going to raise my camera just a tad bit. So excuse any wobbling. Okay. So it is a canvas that is elongated. And I'm going to measure the canvas in case anybody's interested. It is 20 inches by 10 inches. So it's a 10 by 20 or 20 by 10. And like I said, it's a peacock. It's colorful. It was a little bit time consuming. Some of the folks finished theirs during the 2 hours that we had for the party. I think it actually went over to like 2.5 hours, this particular one. And some people took their paints home and finished painting it at home. But I'll show you a little bit up close. And again, you know, I have this light on behind my camera, so let me flip that off. Okay, that might be better. So basically, we hand drew this, the outline of it, with a pencil. We sketched it, and then we went in and painted it. And I think we just sort of did these feathers right here straight out, just painting them in. And we just took it a little bit at a time, starting here, right here, and working our way out. And you can see there's a lot of different colors in through here. And then we did the sides, of course, and then I put a little hanger on the back, a little eye hook, and then I just twisted the wire. But in case you all have noticed the signature on these, I didn't use my name. I used a cross, and then I put P-I and a heart. And actually it's Pio, and Padre Pio is my patron saint. He's a modern day saint. He lived until the late 60s. And so that's how I signed my paintings. T, which is actually a cross, and P-I-O, but the O is a heart. And I had a lot of fun with this one, and the people at the party also enjoyed making it. So this one was not my first one, but I think either my second or my third one that I did with my paint party, and I think it's my all-time favorite. I'm going to move this one out of the way. This one looks harder than it really is. I think the hardest part is the lettering, but I'll tell you how this can be done simply. So it is a cherry blossom tree, or it's actually blue flowers, but you can make them any color you want. And It's basically just a branch that starts over. It's the same size canvas, by the way. I just wish I could get rid of that glare. I don't know, maybe turning it facing me more. So it's a branch, it starts over here, and you just kind of freehand it, you know, and then you paint branches off of it. You use a couple different brushes. You use a fine detail brush for this, as well as a medium size, flat brush. And then I also used an angle brush. So I'll bring you up closer, the flowers. Real easy to make, you know, just make them however you want. Put a little dot in the middle, little center, group them around the branches. And then, and you do the background first. So you choose a color scheme of like 2 or 3 colors. So my colors were yellow, green, blue. I think I actually used yellow, green, blue, and purple. So I started with, of course, the branch wasn't here yet. And I started on one side and I kind of ombra'd it. You know, you start dark and then you go lighter and lighter. And you can also add a little bit more water to your paint to thin it out, to lighten it a little bit. And then I changed colors without rinsing my brush out. I just went into a similar color. But then when I got here, I cleaned my brush real well and I dipped it in some green and I had it watered down. It's acrylic. And then I dipped my brush in yellow and I did the center. So it's basically kind of in the center right here. And then I added more green, and then I didn't rinse my brush. I added the blue again, and then just kind of did the blue and the green, and then just stuck with the blue to the end. And then what I did was I added this little verse. I don't know if it's showing backwards, but it's Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God, and I put a little butterfly. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can actually buy a stencil with letters, or you can find the letters, say maybe in a magazine. Well, I don't know, probably not. I was gonna say you could try to trace it, but I think what I did here, and it's been a while, is I think that I had a stencil and I did the be still, and then I, with my own handwriting, I did this part, and then of course I did this part. I started to use a fine detail brush and white paint, and then I think I ended up using a white acrylic marker, like a magic marker with a fairly fine tip. It's a paint marker actually, and I did the smaller text because trying to paint it is really difficult. But if any of you have tips on how to do lettering in acrylic paint, you can share it below to help others if they wanted to create something similar. I know that I hung this up at work for a while and I had quite a few requests, and I asked the people that wanted one what colors they wanted. And one of them that turned out really pretty, the woman wanted pink, orange, and yellow for her sky. So I did like a fuchsia, a dark pink, and then lighter, and then I think I did purple, then fuchsia, then pink, then yellow, and then I finished it off with more pink and a little bit more fuchsia and a little bit of purple. But it looks so good, and she wanted yellow and white flowers. And so that's what I did for the flowers on the branches. And of course, I did the same thing down here, and it looked really, really good. I wish I had a picture of it. I did it one time, but I don't have that anymore. And then I had one fellow, he wanted one, and he wanted blue. What colors did he want? He wanted blue, green, fading to yellow, and then on the other side he wanted orange, and then he wanted I think a pink. So his was a little bit different than the other pink one, and it turned out really good. So you could just be very creative with your colors. You could even just use two colors, but make sure you have something light in the center to just kind of give a focal point. When you look at a painting, sometimes your eyes are drawn to light. And so, like I said, this is one of my favorite ones. I have this one in the hallway on a little table, well, above a little table with pictures of my grandkids and a candle, and it looks really nice. So those are my show and tell Throwback Thursday paintings. And I'm still working, of course, on this Chuck Pinson, but I'm making a little bit of progress. I'm not really working very hard on it. Let me see if I can raise the camera to show you where I'm at. So we're getting to the top, over to the edge, going towards the center, the tiki hut, the roof. I think it's turning out really nice. I'm anxious to get it done because I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's finished. Move this down a little. Sorry. Okay. So I think, yeah, so I'm working in this section right here. Put that up a little bit. Okay. And I gotta get, I don't know about you all, but I like using a light pad even during the daytime. I just like having that light shine through, and it just makes it easier to see. I gotta plug it in. So I know I mentioned also in my previous video or two that I am going to have a diamond craft party get together. And I have put out notice, checked with the manager in the office. She's also sending out an email today, but I sent a Facebook post letting everybody know that I wanted to get together and diamond paint, and anybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. If you already diamond paint, you can bring your own if you'd like, or bring a pen, bring your favorite pen. And if you're new, then welcome, and I am not responsible for any addictions. So what I did was I went ahead and I took pictures of the canvases that I plan to take with me. So I have 30 canvases. A lot of them I bought on Temu ages ago, it seems, and I will never do them. I guess I'm sort of becoming a large diamond painter kind of person. I love the large ones. Of course, I love the premium ones. I do buy a lot of them, but I like the bargain ones as well. But a lot of these are small, and that's fine, you know, but I just get more enjoyment out of the detail, and that's what I find in the large diamond paintings. So my plan, call me crazy, but my plan is to do this for free, at least while I have these canvases that I want to get rid of, and basically introduce people to the craft, to the addiction. But I also want, because summer is coming, I want to give the teens something to do. So I think a lot of the teenagers in our neighborhood, and we have a lot of them, might enjoy doing a craft. And it's hot outside. Of course, we have a swimming pool, But to do something indoors and do something with your hands and feel that accomplishment of, finishing a painting and being able to display it somewhere or give it to someone is, a great feeling. And so my plan is to hold this party on a Saturday afternoon, which is going to be, I think it's Saturday the 24th of May at 1 o'clock. I'm asking people to bring their favorite snack and beverage. I'm not going to be supplying anything except for the kits, which, everybody's really excited about that. Well, I don't have a lot of RSVPs yet. I've got 4, and it's okay. I honestly, if I don't get a big showing, maybe they'll tell their friends and neighbors if they had a good time in the next one that I have, because I'll probably have a few of them throughout the summer. I've got a lot of canvases. Once I run out of the canvases, if people want to just get together and diamond paint, that would be great. If they want me to hold a party with, the kits, then I might charge a fee, because of course I'll have to buy the kits, unless I have them go out and pick out something like at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Amazon and bring their kit with them, which, that's all to be determined. But the main goal is for everybody to get together and diamond paint together, the conversation when painting. And I know from having, paint parties with acrylic painting, how conversations can just be hysterical while people are crafting. Talking about each other's painting, or just talking about, what happened last night with their kids or their husbands or this or that, what happened at work. And, the conversations just roll along, and there's just a lot of laughter. So it's a fun time. So I think my plan is, I did send a second Facebook post, and I did put a picture of all the kits, each painting individually, showed them the tray, showed, in each picture I had it so that the painting was laid out. There was a tray with a pen, which would be the stick pen, and a little pad of wax so they could see what the supplies were. And then I had the drills, which were still in the package, just like at the bottom or the side of the canvas, and I snapped a picture. So I put that together in Facebook, and I let them know what time, date, what to bring, kind of what to expect, that they'll be able to pick out one kit, one per person. And I would take them through the basic steps of, setting up their canvas, organizing their drills, and just how to begin, and let them take on, from that point. I also let them know they probably wouldn't finish it, so that I have plastic baggies to put their drills in, and, Ziploc bags to put everything in to hold it together. And we could roll up the canvas. And, I was thinking about bringing some ribbon and just tying a ribbon around their canvas, rolling it up and putting a ribbon around it. And I got the idea from the Dreamer Designs. So trying to make it low cost, at the same time fun, and get rid of some of the stash that's just laying around in portfolios that I'm not going to be doing anything with, and sharing it with people that would enjoy or possibly become diamond painters. And so that's basically it. I don't know if I forgot anything, but if you have any questions about what I'm doing, feel free to put them in comments, of course. And, anything you want to comment about this diamond party, whether it's positive, negative, I'm up for listening to what you have to say. I've not done this before, and it's going to definitely be a great learning experience. I know my first paint party, I learned a lot, and I tweaked it and did some things differently. But I was conflicted on how I would have the canvases set up for people to choose. And I thought at first I would have it in the portfolio where they just flip the pages and pick the one that they wanted. And all my canvases have a sticker on them with a number. And all my drill packs are still intact. And I have the same number that coordinates with the canvas. So I have that sticker on the drill. So if it's painting number 45, then they would dig through the bin and find the pack that said 45. And then, of course, we would check the number on the canvas to make sure. But then the more I got to thinking about it when I was taking pictures, I thought, maybe what I'll do, because the office or the clubhouse has a big long counter that wraps around sort of like an L shape, but it's really, really lengthy. It's really large. I would line the paintings up and I would put the drills next to the painting, and that way they could walk around the entire bar, and then past the bar there's another one that's smaller, and I could finish, because I only have 30 paintings, so I could probably put like 18 of them on one and then the rest of them on the other. But they could just walk around, take their pick, and then I'll have their trays with their pen and their wax at each place setting, so they could just take a seat wherever. The trays and the pens and everything are going to be basically the same. And I would have the baggies, and I got the kind of baggies that are for pills, for medicine, because on the outside it has a spot that you could use a Sharpie and write on it and it doesn't smear. So that was my plan. I got those baggies and I got like 400 of them for $7.99. And that way I don't need stickers or anything when they're organizing their drills and pouring them into those bags. They can write down what number the drills are, or even what the symbol looks like. And then when everything is wrapped up and done, they'll get a big gallon size, I think it's a 2-gallon size Ziploc that they could put all their packs of drills in, roll up their canvas, and it'll be easy for them to carry home. So I have 2 teenagers with their mother. Oh, I have 5 people actually. So I have 2 teen girls, their mother, and then I have 2 other women so far. And I have the office manager putting out an email blast for those people that aren't on Facebook, because a lot of people in our neighborhood aren't on Facebook, believe it or not. I know that from the meetings that they have, the HOA meetings. They have to send out email blasts because a lot of people either don't check their Facebook or they're not on Facebook. So that's fine. So hoping to reach those people. I wanted to we have cluster mailboxes. I wanted to put like a little flyer at each of the mailbox sections. We have one at each corner of the community. And I probably will do that after Saturday, because I don't want them to be confused, even if there's a date there. So Saturday next week is when the party is, not this week. So probably on Sunday or Monday, I'll post a little flyer at each mailbox telling them to hold the date. And if I have more than 30 people, then I will have to cut it off because of seating mostly. And I would have to gather up more diamond paintings, which I can do. But right now, all the rest of my diamond paintings are stored away in my storage unit. So I have to pull those out. But not a problem. Yeah, so I'm going to let you guys know how that goes. And I did not diamond paint right now. I've just been talking. I kind of have a one-track mind. Diamond painting and talking I can do, but I think that since I'm on this time limit, I'm going to wrap this video up here in a minute or two and get myself, situated to leave. I've got to take the dogs out one more time in the backyard, and they've already eaten. Toby's licking his lips. Hey, Toby, want to say hi? Oh, you haven't seen Toby in a while. Let me get Toby for a minute. Come here, Tobe. Do you want to say hi? Look at you wagging that little stub tail. Come here, baby. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right, let's see. All right, we're gonna show you Toby. Oh, there you go, baby. You can look. See? Here, let me turn the camera a little bit more. Say hi. He's a pretty boy. He's had all kinds of skin problems, so That's why he kind of looks like a junkyard dog. He's missing some fur, but he's getting better. He loves his mama. And he ate his breakfast. He goes without eating sometimes for a couple days, and it really worries me because he's very skinny. I don't know if you can tell, but his little bones in his back stick out. And so I was really happy this morning. I had to hand feed him, of course, because he's scared of his dish. He won't eat out of a dish. But it's okay. It's okay. Don't be scared. It's all right. It's okay. See? Nice, Toby. Where's Daddy? Where's your sister? Yeah, so anyway, I've got to get them out one more time before I leave. And I'll probably be gone a few hours, and they'll be fine. They like to stay in my room. They like to lay on my bed. There comes Dottie. She's getting jealous. Hey, girl. And they like each other. They play. They sleep together. They're always curious when one leaves, you know, like they go from the bedroom to the master bath. And if one of them jumps off the bed, the other one's looking to see where they're going. Hey, Dottie, I can't pick you up right now. I got Toby in my arms. Yeah. But yeah, he is a precious boy and still afraid of his shadow. He's just, you know, I tell him he's brave and he's tough, but he really isn't. He's very gentle. He is really cute. Sometimes when I'm petting him, he puts his paw on me and kind of like pets me, moves his paw, like he'll tap me as I'm petting him. He's so different than any dog. Or he'll want me to hold his paw. He'll come and I'll have my hand out and he'll put his paw in my hand. And just as gentle as can be. You wouldn't kill a fly, would ya? But he had his teeth done too. Bright, sparkly white teeth now. Yeah, good boy. All right, I'm gonna put you back. Okay, guys, so anyway, Dottie, come on. You gotta say hi too. Okay. Dottie wants to say hi. Dottie steals his food, so Dottie's getting a little chunky. Say hi, Dottie. Look at the camera. Come here, girl. Look at the camera. There's Dottie. She's a good girl too. Are you camera shy? Yeah? You gonna keep Toby company while Mommy goes and runs some errands and does some stuff? I gotta get an oil change. I'm gonna be gone a little while. Gotta go to the store. All right, say bye-bye. We'll see you later. Bye, everyone. Have a blessed day.